Elish Lasko is living the dream of many a millennial flower lover. The 28-year-old, a Conroe native transplanted to Buffalo, Texas, in Freestone County, is a flower farmer. Her Instagram photographs on the Tin Cup Farm account show freshly cut cottage garden flowers in humble glass canning jars or tied into loose bouquets. They feature hybrid sunflowers, dahlias, amaranth, bee balm, marigolds, celoge and zinnias for summer, daffodils, jonquils, anemones, hyacinths, cosmos, roses and Queen Anne's lace in spring. Wild black-eyed Susans, seed heads, grasses and native redbud branches are incorporated in the clutches of blooms, too. Benry's giant salmon rose, and Miss Wilmot zinnias at Tin Cup Farm in Buffalo. Elish and her husband, David, left their city jobs in 2016 to establish a half-acre plot on her retired father's land near Buffalo, about a 2-hour drive from Dallas or Houston. They live in a 740-square-foot house beyond the flower plot. In addition to tending flowers, the couple cares for stray dogs they find on county roads, including a sweet young female with a broken leg. "We did not have any sort of farming background," says David, 31. "We just kind of jumped into it." He left a 10-year stint as an audio tech for a church radio show. Elish did logistics work for a photo booth company. David also played the keyboard in 3 bands, and Elish's side gig was wedding photography. Meet the flower children behind some beautiful Dallas gardens. Co-owner Elish Lasko tends to zinnias in the field at Tin Cup Farm in Buffalo. Elish is no longer booking wedding photos, and David plays in only one band. Work on the flower farm is too demanding. Drought, extreme heat, abnormal cold temperatures and fickle springs are givens in Texas. The couple shrugs them off as if to say they do not waste time worrying about that which they cannot control. They took a break from farming in January and February because it was so cold. In summer's heat, they work in the flower field in the early mornings and at dusk. Cut flowers cannot be worked in the wilting heat. The property's sugar sand needs amending to hold water and provide nutrients to plant roots. The couple dug in mushroom compost hauled from a Madisonville farm, but they need to add more to enrich it properly, says Elish. They erected a fence around the plot too tall for deer to clear, but the mesh was big enough to admit cottontails, who feasted on the tender plants. David overlaid a chicken wire apron to keep rabbits out, but they still managed to gain access somehow. And no fence in the world is a barrier to moles and gophers, which live in underground tunnels. While moles eat insects, especially earthworms, gophers eat plant bulbs, tubers and roots. The Laskos invested in 500 tulip bulbs, but only 3 flowers emerged in spring. They dug through the sand but found no sign of the bulbs, leading them to conclude it was the gophers' work. "We assume the gophers had a nice, expensive snack on us," Elish says ruefully. Blackberries and blueberries are now ready at North Texas Pick Your Own Farm's giant orange marigold flowers at Tin Cup Farm this day. They have discovered a dahlia plant flat on the ground, wilting in the hot June sun. This, too, is blamed on a gopher that has eaten the dahlia's tuberous root. Elish holds rabbits responsible for the disappearance of 50 feet of young sweet pea vines sprouted along a fence line. This summer they hope young clematis and hops vines will survive to bloom. David, whose previous job was computer-based, admits he never expected to learn the difference between a gopher mound and a mole tunnel. How North Texas farmers are using social media to keep business growing. Elish always had a love for gardening, David says. "We were both tired of our jobs in Houston. We wanted to make something, do something for ourselves." Elish counts the varmints among the top 3 obstacles they face. The poor soil, she thinks, can be remedied with more mushroom compost. They are resigned to the inevitability of varmints. The third issue is the appearance of thrips, minute-sucking insects that feed on roses and other ornamental plants. While thrips are not harmful to humans, Elish will not allow a bride's bouquet to be buggy. Owners Elish and David Lasko in their field at Tin Cup Farm in Buffalo. The couple makes a living by delivering their fresh-cut yield to Houston florists. Elish also arranges flowers herself for weddings and events and bundles stems into $15 bouquets to sell at the seasonal farmers market in Waco every Saturday. The flower buckets there quickly empty. Elish says there's a big movement in the U.S. for local flowers. Elish says, "I don't think Texas has caught on to it yet. More brides have been asking for locally grown flowers, and we hope that picks up more in Texas." The Lasco summer mainstay is zinnias. Small flowered varieties in shades of white and cream are popular with brides. Hybrids with large flowers and brilliant colors are grown for the farmers market and events. Stems of ornamental purple basil are tucked into bouquets and arrangements for contrast and the leaves' refreshing scent. They also raise tomatoes, cucumbers, sweet and hot peppers, and herbs to sell at market. How to mix edible flowers into your favorite cocktails. Kramer's Rose, Celosia at Tin Cup Farm in Buffalo. A bumblebee sits on a queen red lime, zinnia. Variegated fertility butterfly sits on a whirligig mix, zinnia. Autumn Beauty, sunflowers. A male spicebush swallowtail butterfly sits on a giant violet, zinnia. A bumblebee on a sunflower. Kramer's Lemon Lime, Celosia. Chief Persimmon, Celosia. Whimsical is a word Elish frequently uses to describe her bestsellers. By that she means her customers, whether savvy Houston florists, stylish brides or market patrons, or drawn to genre they do not know. Uncommon colors and cottage flowers popular a century ago. Tin Cup Farm's seed list includes cascading dreadlocks of amaranthus, flamingo feather, celosia, humble zinnias, bicolor sunflowers and Queen Anne's lace. She augments the easy seed-sown botanicals with more expensive tubers and bulbs, including blush dahlias, species lilies and Jonte daffodils. At the farmers market they like the bright, cheery colors, whereas for weddings they like the exact opposite, Elish says. So we grow both. Why heat-tolerant marigolds are perfect for Texas gardens owners. Elish. As the couple retreats for their afternoon break from the sun, Elish says, "We knew it would be hard, but I guess we didn't realize the extent of that. It is a very beautiful, satisfying life, but I'm not sure if many people realize how much work goes into it." She continues, "We work 80 to 100 hours a week. We do all the labor, marketing, photography, invoicing, ordering, etc., as a two-person team. A lot of the work is out of your hands, so you must adapt to the circumstances. That being said, it's a very rewarding and life-giving career." Mariana Green is the retired garden and home editor at the Dallas Morning News. This blooming tropical shrub will bring glory to your Texas summer garden. Cafe Olay, Dahlia at Tin Cup Farm on Instagram. Elish Lasco follows.